Hi, my name's Barry Crampton. Welcome to another episode, edition, whatever you'd like to call it, of Not the Evangelist News. My mission in life at the moment is to try and put some perspective into the claims that are coming from the EV shills, all the evangelists. The news today has come across. Last couple of days I've tried to kind of do a little bit of light-hearted banter, really. People have jobs to do. Some people prefer to let money cloud the judgment and let money steer their opinions. I've never been one to do that. Honestly, I've lost more jobs through opening my mouth when I should have kept it shut, but I can't. If I think something, straight out, no filter. If I think something, it's out. It's cost me more money than you can imagine, but I can sleep at night, so whatever I tell you, whatever I'm saying to you now, I'm not being paid, or I wasn't being paid. I'm getting money off YouTube now, but I was getting money off YouTube before and doing the rest for free. So you can't accuse me of doing it for the money. I've been doing it for free for 2 years. But unlike other people who just seem to go where the money is, like mercenaries, just, what I can't understand is somebody who introduces an EV and then goes to work for a company that produces massive gas guzzlers and then becomes a green spokesperson. That just smacks of hypocrisy to me. It really does. And when somebody tells the rest of the motor industry that they're moving too slow and they need to get fit, when it's impossible to do, keep your opinions to yourself, for goodness sake. You're making a fool of yourself. And the other guy, I've had a light-hearted go at him, but it's beyond light-hearted now. It's disgust. It really is disgust. The notion that slowing down the transition to EVs will protect traditional car makers is disingenuous. Whether it's made in the UK, the US or the EU, markets are moving to EVs. If these car makers don't move with them, others will fill the gap they leave, i.e. China. If the manufacturers are forced to move too fast, and they can't, it's like trying to turn an oil tank around. You just can't do it. You can imagine, whether you've ever been around the factories, the production factories or not, I don't know. But there's a lot of people employed. There's machinery everywhere. There's robots everywhere. It's just, everything it's just in time. The parts land just in time to go on the production line. If there's any, if there's any delays, we once got Astra SRs coming through with Astra GTE seats because they'd run out the SR seats, and they can't stop the production. They can't go. It actually reminds me of. I used to go clay pigeon shooting, and I used to like the 2-man flush, and me and my brother-in-law would go, and there was 50 birds, 50 clays come over, and you'd have a stand here and a stand there, and you'd line all your cartridges up, and then you'd shout, "Ready," the birds would start coming over, and you'd take the ones on the right, and my brother-in-law would take the one on the left, and if there was a single one come over, it'd be mine, and while I'm reloading, he'd be taking the ones coming over. And my shotgun, it was new, and it overheated. We were firing that many, it overheated. And I shouted, "Hang on," to everybody's amusement. Hang on. I couldn't open my shotgun. It had overheated. That's the same as the production line. We run out of parts. Hang on. It just doesn't happen. It's a beast. It's got to keep going. And to change from producing ICE cars and all the cars that they've got out in the past, making parts for them and so on, I think they've got to keep producing parts for 20 years. They can't just... What they're going to do? Are they going to buy new premises? They're going to buy all new factories, design new EVs, and then take the people out of this factory, put them in that factory, sell off all the machinery for the old ICE cars, sell off the old factory. You know how they're going to do it? These people know what they're doing. The production model years, they've been designed 5 years prior to what you see today. In fact, before that, because of course you've got these motor show concept cars, and they're all produced before that. I suppose Elon had a bit of a start on it. He could start from scratch producing EVs. That's what he was going to do. He set up to produce EVs. That's fair enough. But forcing the predominantly ICE car manufacturers to change and sell vehicles and set them a target, it just disincentivises you to start off with. And I know, I've worked on targets and commissions in the motor trade all my life. And if I don't think that I can do a target, it disincentivises you to start off with. If they come up with a target, you're not even going to try. You're not even going to try. The target's got to be reachable. And another example, registrations used to change in August. The year used to change in, obviously January the 1st, so you'd have a new year, and then August it would change. And they went from August to March and September. That idea was, this is the government again, honestly. Whenever the government get involved in the car job, you may as well just forget about it. So the idea was that you wouldn't have one busy time. You kind of had two. You had January the 1st. When it really matters, the year change, you'd have one on... You could sell a car on December the 31st and one on January the 1st. 3 months later, the one that was registered a day earlier would be worth £1,000 less in Glass's Guide. How I long for Glass's Guide back. How I long for them days. So they changed from August to March and September. Now, I was sales manager, and a lot of my wages were made up from a bonus. My monthly bonus, my quarterly bonus, and then my yearly bonus. So it was a big thing for me. So what I did, I took the previous, it might have even been 10 years accounts home. And over the weekend, I put all the months, how busy we were and the percentage of the cars into from 1 to 12. And then I kind of rearranged them to how I thought we were going to be busy. We're going to be busy in January. February would be a waste of time, 28 days. January the 31st, you've only got 28 days to wait for the new reg. February, you can write off. So then March, really busy, new registration. Then, again, you get to August, you're not going to be busy. And then you get to December. So I took all these and I got... I put all my percentages into months, and then I did my budget, my forecast. And I got to work, and my boss came downstairs and said to me, I've got your new pay plan. And I looked at it, and he said, I said, I can't sign that. I said, I'm going to get my bonus in January, and after that, I ain't going to get it. The accounts, the business plan is completely wrong. I don't know which moron has done this, but they either don't want me to make any money at all, which was probably the case, or they're stupid. Big argument. Long story short, I was told that if I didn't sign it, everybody else capitulated. They were all unhappy. If I didn't sign it, I would be out of a job. That's how the car industry do it. You know, you can be the best. I just won Sales Manager of the Year as well, by the way, and been to New York. You can be the best ever, but if they don't want you in the job, they find some way of getting you out. You've got people like this. Colin, the notion that slowing down the transition to EVs will protect traditional car makers is disingenuous. Whether it's made in the UK, the US or the EU, markets are moving to EVs. If these car makers don't move with them, others will fill the gap they leave, i.e. China. Me and today's The Times on the noise we're hearing about industry, calling on government to weaken the ZEV mandate. In a nutshell, don't, it's working. This is a chap working for a non-profit making organisation, telling the government what to do with the car manufacturers. His agenda is to get everybody, you know, good agenda, clean air and so on, and everybody into EVs. Unfortunately, he's not just thinking it through. They're called the Climate Intelligence Unit. It's the worst name for an organisation ever. It's the most oxymoronic name for an organisation ever. There we go. So there's his thing in the Times. And the fact that the Times have even listened to him and regurgitated his crap is... I'll never buy the Times again. They can shoot off. Vauxhall Luton plant will close in April 2025, putting 1,100 jobs at risk. As I say, there's no love lost between me and Vauxhall. They treated us like crap in the 80s, really did. They don't care. You know, you're just a number. Could be your whole livelihood. They don't care who they put out of work. They'll do it. It's a business. The automotive market prices its cars based on the market price, but there has been inconsistency with EVs being priced above what the UK consumer is prepared to pay. Well, and they may come as a surprise to you, but it's been costing them more to make them. So, and you know, if you say it costs you £1,000 to make something and you sell it for 500, you don't stay in business very long, do you? In short, this is good for the consumer and the climate. And ultimately, this is the chap who's launched the Aston Martin. In short, this is good for the consumer and the climate. And ultimately for the industry as well, as it's forced to get fit. So today we see Vauxhall getting fit by closing the Luton plant. You've got VW moaning, cutting staff, Nissan cutting staff, Audi cutting staff, Lotus have stopped. They've rolled back. They're producing EVs. Well, they're not Lotus, and they're Chinese. So here we go. Putting 1,100 jobs now at risk. Says hundreds could be transferred to Ellesmere Port. From Luton, they're going to travel from Luton to Ellesmere. Are you stupid? Luton, Ellesmere. In fact, let's have a look. 176 miles. M1, M6, 3 hours, 13 minutes. So, on a good day, and you know what the M6 is like. So, on a good day, it'll be a 6 hour, 26 minute round trip for the workers who are going to transfer. Are people thick? So anyway, to all the workers that are going to lose the job through EVs, through people not being able to sell EVs properly, through putting stupid people in charge of propaganda, through people having an agenda where they're paid by somebody to spout rubbish for other people who make lots of money. You know, 1 minute it's all right to be launching an Aston Martin Valkyrie, and then you can just swap sides and you're now on a mission to help the planet. You go where the money is. Trust me, I don't go where the money is. Never have done, never will. All the workers at Vauxhall, all the workers at VW, Audi, Nissan. Salute. See you in the next video. Ta-da.